Hey friends, how are you? I hope you're having a great day today. I'd like to introduce you to this project. This is my drawing and watercolor painting fish project that was designed especially for kids. You do not have to have any drawing or painting experience at all to be successful with this project. I'd like to go over the supplies and the materials that you will need for this project. The first thing that you'll need is a piece of paper. I use a watercolor paper. If you have that, that's perfect. You'll also need some watercolor paints, some paintbrushes. You'll also need some clean water and a handy dandy paper towel. And you will need either a crayon or an oil pastel, preferably darker colors because they show up a little bit better. The last thing that you'll need is a mat to cover your workspace. Let's get started. Hey friends, so let's get started on our fish drawing and painting lesson. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to take our oil pastel or our crayon if you don't have an oil pastel, and we're going to make 3 fish. One here at the top, one in the middle, and one at the bottom. So if you already know how to make fish, you can go ahead and use some of the ideas that you have for fish. I'm going to make some fish. If you'd like to follow my ideas, go ahead and do that. So basically we're going to make some shapes that would be looking like fish. And the first shape that I'm going to make is a shape that looks like this. All right, you might not be able to see the very top of it, but I think you could probably get the idea. So it's basically a big loop like this. This is going to be the front of my fish, and this is going to be the tail of my fish. All right, I'm going to put a tail on there. I'm going to put a little smile. I'm going to put a big old eye. I'm going to put an area that looks like this, that will be the gills. And then I am going to make some scales. And the way that you make scales are you just make a big loop, another one, another one, another one, and then on your next row, you attach your line to this middle of this previous line, okay? And you go all the way down the body of your fish. And keep in mind, your scales do not have to be the same size, all right? This might take a little bit of time. Take your time because you want to do a really good job. Once you get to the end, it'll get really small. All right, so there's my first fish. Whoops, I forgot to put a fin here at the top and one at the bottom. Let me go ahead and do that. So this next fish is going to be right here in the middle, and this fish is going to be facing this way. So his head's going to be here and his tail's going to be here. When you're making a fish, you can basically make any shape that you want and then add some fins and a tail and a big old eye, and it'll turn into a fish. All right, so I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. So I'm going to make a nice, ooh, that's really big. Nice big loop, little tiny tail. And then I am going to make an area that looks like this with a curved line where the gills are. I'm going to make a very large eye and a little smile. And I'm going to make a fin at the top and at the bottom. And then I'm also going to make some scales. I'm going to make the same type of scales that I made for my fish at the top. I'm going slowly and carefully, and I'm just going all the way down the body of my fish. Keep in mind, when you're making this second row, you touch the first row right at the tip. All right, that's how you get that look. I'm going to put a little line right here for a little bit of expression on my fish. All right, so the third fish is going to be here at the bottom, and the third fish is going to be facing that way, the same as this fish. All right, so I don't have as much room. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this whole fish because my bottom ends down here, so we'll see. This one's going to be a long and skinny fish. Wow, get a tail on that guy, some gill area. Let me get an eye. You know what, I'm going to put this type of a mouth, kind of like the fish lips. And then I'm going to put some scales. These scales are going to be a little bit smaller. They're smaller than on this fish because that fish is bigger. Just going to go down. I'm going to use a lot of time to do this because I want to do a really good job. And if your scales don't look perfect, that's okay. No problem at all. My scales don't look perfect, but I think they look really cool even if they're not perfect. Let me put a little bit of fin up here and down here. I think that's cool. I think I like these fish. Alrighty friends, when we come back, we're going to paint our fish. I'll see you back here in just a minute. Alrighty friends, so for this step what we're going to do is we are going to be painting the background. The reason why we're going to paint the background first is because it really helps when you're painting your fish to see what color the background's going to be. So you don't have to do it this way, but this is just the way that I would suggest for this particular project. All right, the first thing that we do is we prepare our paints. And the way that you prepare your paints is you put a small drop of water inside each pan of paint, and what that does is it dissolves the paint just a little bit so it is ready for you to use. Almost done. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the background first. I'm going to paint my background maybe a combination of blue and purple, and you can paint your background whatever color you like. If you want to paint it orange or green, it's completely up to you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to start out with this shade of blue, put some water into one of my wells, get some paint in there. Sometimes I paint directly from my paint pan to my piece of paper, but sometimes I do put my paint into a well if I want a little bit more water in it. So it just depends on the project that I'm doing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up this video, and you can continue watching me or you can get started on your own background. So I'll see you back here in just a minute. Alrighty friends, I'm finished with my painting, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to allow this background to dry a little bit, and this is the reason why. If I just started painting my fish right now, what can happen is some of the colors can spread around into the background, and that's fine if you like that look. I actually do like that look, but for this particular project, I'm going to let my painting dry for maybe about 5 minutes, and then when I come back, it's not going to be completely dry, but it'll be dry enough for me to start painting my fish. Alrighty, I'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Alrighty friends, I'm back and my painting has been drying for about 5 minutes and I'm just going to start painting my fish. I'm going to paint my fish whatever colors I feel like painting. Keep in mind, if you paint your fish the same color as your background, your fish might not stand out as much. You might not be able to see it as well. So I am not going to be painting my fish the same color as the background. Sound good? Also, I would suggest that you keep the eyes white. That way the eyes will pop out and you'll be able to see them better. All right, so I'm probably going to use some oranges and yellows and red and maybe a little bit of green. And what I'm going to do, instead of just painting right over the scales like this, I'm going to paint each individual scale. It takes more time, but it will look better when you're finished with your project, okay? So instead of just going with one color of paint, just take your time to paint each individual scale. All right, sound good? All right, so I'm going to get started. I'll start here at the top and I'm going to start with some red. And what I'll do is I will speed up this video and you can either watch me or you can get started on your own. See how I'm taking my time painting these and I'm not painting every single scale the same color because I want my scales to be different colors. Maybe I'll put some orange in there after I use my red. All right, I'll speed this up and I'll see you back here in just a minute. Alrighty friends, I'm finished and I really like the way that this turned out. There are a couple of areas that I'd like to take a little bit of paint off of. Right here, it's a little bit dark and puddly for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my paper towel and I'm going to find the spot that I want to take the paint off of, and I just put my paper towel over that area and lift off a little bit of the paint. See how that happens? See how that works? It comes right off onto the paper towel. So that's a technique that you can use if you feel like you got a little bit too much paint in a certain area. Okay, maybe even up here, I'll do the same thing. Make sure you're using a clean part of your paper towel. So this section right here, I'll put it there, I'll tap it down very gently, and I'll take some of the paint up. All right, I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. I'll see you next time.